Continuing with the ecological factors, among the climatic factors, today we will discuss humidity and atmosphere. Atmospheric moisture exists in two forms: invisible vapor, which is known as humidity, and visible vapor, known as cloud and fog. वायुमंडल में जल अदृश्य जल वाष्प के रूप में सदैव उपस्थित रहता है। इस अदृश्य जल वाष्प को वायुमंडलीय आर्द्रता कहते हैं। वायु में उपस्थित जल वाष्प की वास्तविक मात्रा को निरपेक्ष आर्द्रता या एब्सोल्यूट ह्यूमिडिटी कहते हैं। यह स्थान विशेष के वायु दाब, तापक्रम, वायु अपावरण, वनस्पति तथा मृदा जल की मात्रा पर निर्भर करती है। जब वायुमंडल में जल वाष्प की अधिकतम संभव मात्रा उपस्थित हो तब वायुमंडल को विशेष ताप एवं दाब पर संतृप्त कहा जाता है। तापक्रम में वृद्धि वायु को असंतृप्त कर देती है। यदि 20 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट तापक्रम बढ़ने पर वायुमंडल की जल वाष्प ग्रहण क्षमता दुगनी हो जाती है। यदि तापक्रम को कम किया जाता है तो आर्द्रता धीरे धीरे बढ़कर संतृप्त बिंदु तक पहुंच जाती है तथा कुछ जल वाष्प ओस की बूंदों के रूप में संघनित हो जाती है। वायुमंडलीय आर्द्रता को प्रायः आपेक्षिक आर्द्रता या रिलेटिव ह्यूमिडिटी में व्यक्त किया जाता है। एक निश्चित तापक्रम पर वायुमंडल में उपस्थित जल वाष्प की कुल मात्रा तथा उसी तापक्रम पर वायुमंडल को संतृप्त करने के लिए आवश्यक जल वाष्प की कुल मात्रा के अनुपात को आपेक्षिक आर्द्रता या रिलेटिव ह्यूमिडिटी कहते हैं। The humidity of air is expressed in terms of relative humidity values. It is the amount of moisture in air as percentage of the amount which the air can hold at saturation at the existing temperature. Humidity is greatly influenced by intensity of solar radiation, temperature, altitude, wind, exposure, cover, and water status of soil. High temperatures increase the capacity of air to retain moisture and cause low relative humidity, while low temperatures cause higher relative humidity by decreasing the capacity of air for moisture. Daily variations in relative humidity depends upon the type of habitat conditions. In plains and deserts, it may show variations during day, whereas in oceanic islands there is a little variation, being same throughout the year. Of the other factors of aerial environment, humidity plays an important role in life of plants and animals. Visible vapor occurs in the form of cloud and fog. It consists of water droplets or sometimes ice crystals formed from cooling of air to a temperature below its dew point. They differ in their locations. Clouds are separated from earth while fog is present near the earth. Fog is formed by warm air passing over cold water currents in the sea, by warm air rising up a sloping surface to high elevations, and by rapid cooling of land surface during night. आपेक्षिक आर्द्रता का मापन नम व शुष्क बल्ब तापमापी, जिसे कि हम वेट एंड ड्राई बल्ब थर्मोमीटर कहते हैं, उसके द्वारा किया जाता है। Relative humidity is measured by instrument called psychrometer or by paper strip hygrometer or a thermohydrograph. Importance of atmospheric moisture to plants. Effect on intensity of solar radiations. Vapor in atmosphere intercept with solar radiations before it reaches the earth. Hence, less energy is available for photosynthesis and respiration. Example, slow growing dwarf trees. वायुमंडलीय आर्द्रता पृथ्वी पर आने वाले प्रकाश की तीव्रता को कम करके अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से तापमान को कम करती है। फलस्वरूप पौधे के अनेक मेटाबॉलिक प्रोसेसेस उसके द्वारा प्रभावित होते हैं। Then effect on evaporation and transpiration. वायुमंडलीय आर्द्रता पौधे में वाष्पोत्सर्जन की दर को अत्यधिक प्रभावित करती है। वाष्पोत्सर्जन की दर वायुमंडल में उपस्थित जल वाष्प की मात्रा तथा इसे संतृप्त करने की आवश्यक जल वाष्प की मात्रा के अंतर के समानुपाती होती है। यह अंतर वेपर प्रेशर डेफिसिट कहलाता है। Processes as transpiration, absorption of water, etc. are much influenced by atmospheric humidity. The saturation deficit, temperature and wind velocity modify evapotranspiration rates. Saturation deficit is the difference between the pressure of water vapor in the atmosphere at a given time and maximum vapor pressure that it could contain at the same temperature. A decrease or increase in the saturation deficit causes a fall or rise in evaporation rates respectively. Similarly, temperature variations also influence evaporation. Dry winds decrease the amount of air moisture by removing moist air from the plants and mixing it with dry air, which decreases the humidity and thus increases transpiration. किसी स्थान की वनस्पति के प्रकार में आपेक्षिक आर्द्रता की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका होती है। अनेक क्रिप्टोगैमिक पौधे उन स्थानों पर उगते हैं जहां आपेक्षिक आर्द्रता बहुत उच्च होती है। कुछ कवकों एवं लाइकन्स की उच्च आर्द्रता की उपस्थिति में सघन वृद्धि होती है। It is a source of soil moisture. When fog moves horizontally or clouds come in contact with earth, minute water droplets deposit as they pass through foliage and they are absorbed by soil. Direct use by plants like mosses and lichens, they absorb moisture from humid atmosphere, thus making direct use of atmospheric moisture. In fungi and other microbes, it plays an important role in germination of spores and subsequent stages in life cycle. वायुमंडल में निरंतर उच्च आर्द्रता से अनेक कवकों एवं बैक्टीरिया में जनित रोगों का आयतन बढ़ जाता है। वायुमंडलीय आर्द्रता एपिफाइट्स और लाइकन्स और मॉसेस सीधे ही अवशोषित कर लेते हैं। ओस की बूंदें भी पत्तियों की सतह द्वारा अवशोषित कर ली जाती हैं। एपिफाइट्स के लिए जल का प्रमुख स्रोत वायुमंडलीय आर्द्रता ही है। अतः जिस क्षेत्र में वायुमंडल में आर्द्रता अधिक होती है वहाँ एपिफाइट वनस्पति की प्रचुरता पाई जाती है। इसी के साथ हमारा आज का टॉपिक इफेक्ट ऑफ एटमॉस्फेरिक ह्यूमिडिटी ऑन वेजिटेशन समाप्त होता है। द एटमॉस्फेयर। द प्रेजेंट डिस्कशन ऑन एटमॉस्फेयर एज एन इकोलॉजिकल फैक्टर would include the effects of principal gaseous constituents present in the atmosphere together with wind and fire on the organisms. Wind and fire we'll take in the next lecture. So starting with the atmosphere. The atmosphere is the blanket of air that surrounds the earth. Here in this figure we can see the earth system where atmosphere, hydrosphere and geosphere interact with one another together with the biosphere. Atmospheric gases. Up to the height of about 300 kilometers above the Earth's surface, there is present some sort of a thick gaseous mantle. With increasing height above sea level, the atmospheric pressure gradually decreases. In atmosphere, about 95% of the total air is present up to the height of about 20 kilometers above Earth's surface, and the remaining 5% in the rest about 280 kilometers height. In the gaseous mantle, there is found a mixture of different gases in different proportions. Of these various gases, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide are the major components. The relative proportions of different gases by volume is as follows: nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, argon 0.93%, carbon dioxide 0.03%, and other gases constituting about 1% of the atmospheric gases. Here in the figure we can see the various proportions of different components of atmospheric gases. Atmosphere can be roughly divided into 4 zones, which are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere, which is also known as ionosphere. Starting with the first zone, that is the troposphere. The basal part of atmosphere, which is about up to 20 kilometers above the Earth's surface, is known as troposphere. For organisms, this is the most important zone of the atmosphere. सभी जीव जंतुओं के लिए ये सबसे महत्वपूर्ण जोन है. The important events such as cloud formation, lightning, thundering, thunderstorm, etc., all of these takes place in this zone. Air temperature in this zone gradually decreases with height at the rate of about 6.5 degrees centigrade per kilometer. Towards the upper layer of troposphere, the temperature might decrease up to minus 60 degrees centigrade. And this limit of troposphere, which gradually merges into the next zone, is known as tropopause. Here in this figure, we can see the temperature graph of various zones. Now coming on to the second zone, that is the stratosphere. Next to troposphere, the second zone is about 30 kilometers in height, and it is known as stratosphere, where the temperature value shows an increase up to 90 degrees centigrade. This increase in temperature is due to ozone formation under the influence of ultraviolet component of sunlight. Upper layers of stratosphere form stratopause. Next zone is mesosphere. About 40 kilometers in height, the zone next to stratosphere is called mesosphere. In this zone, temperature shows again a decrease up to minus 80 degrees centigrade. Upper layer of this zone are known as mesopause. This is the coldest layer where most meteors too burn up. Again we can see the temperature graph. Now coming on to the last zone, that is the thermosphere or ionosphere. This zone exists up to the height of about 300 kilometers above Earth's surface. Most of the gaseous components which become ionized under the influence of radiant energy, they remain as ions in this zone. Due to their much less density, they are rarely present in molecular forms. Temperature here increases with altitude. Thus, radiant energy brings about considerable changes in the atmosphere. Water vapor in the atmosphere affects the temperature and light intensities of the atmosphere. Now coming on to the importance of atmosphere, as we all know, it provides the necessary gases for living things to survive, regulates the heat from the sun to just the right temperature for life on Earth. It plays an important role in the water cycle. The ozone layer protects the Earth from the sun's harmful UV rays, and it protects the Earth from small meteors. With this, we come to an end of our topic, the atmosphere.